This week, the main characters and characteristics of the Civil War are going to start taking place. We can start to see how it will play out. What is one's plans for this war? Well, luckily the North has an answer. Okay. First, on the 19th, President Lincoln will call for a blockade. This will later be more fleshed out and known as the Anaconda Plan. I go into more depth when I extend to North Carolina and Virginia next week. More excitingly, this week, a riot in Baltimore leads to the first on-purpose deaths of the Civil War. Maryland is a slave state, but it is crucial for the Union to be kept in the Union. With Virginia's secession, if Maryland secedes, the capital will be surrounded and the war will quickly be over. The mayor of Baltimore, the most populous city in Maryland, is of Southern sympathy along with a great portion of the city, though he is not the greatest one. And Baltimore, a southern city, is already angry at Lincoln, even before his calls for volunteers. Now they're livid. The mayor of Baltimore has been trying to cool the flames, but to no avail. On the 18th, some Philadelphia volunteers march out of Baltimore while being harassed, though in a nonviolent way. That means when the Massachusetts is being delayed, the people of Baltimore will show them what they think of Northern soldiers. All routes are being blocked to them as the mob quickly stops any sort of street exit. The mob then starts throwing bricks and firing pistols, prompting the soldiers, though without orders, to open fire in a ragtag manner. After this, a brawl happens, and confusion takes hold. And in this brawl, 4 Union soldiers will be killed, with 12 Southern sympathizers also dying. Baltimore's police will spend the next couple of days to control the mob, but their violence turns against citizens. Many Republicans will move out of Baltimore due to this. On this day, in response to the brawl, Union generals Robert Patterson and Benjamin Franklin Butler tried to find a peaceful way to move through the state. And also on this day, Abraham Lincoln calls for the blockade of all major ports belonging to the Confederacy as part of that said Anaconda Plan. Secondly, on April 21st, the state militia of North Carolina takes control of the Mint of Charlotte. This is interesting because, a small detail, they actually haven't left the Union yet. Further south on this day, General Earl Von Dorn takes control of the Confederate forces in Texas. This isn't like most of the more political appointed generals because he is actually a veteran of both the Mexican-American Wars and also some Indian Wars. On the next day, April 22nd, Simon Cameron, the Secretary of War, asked Arkansas Governor Henry Rector for a regiment of 800 men. Governor Henry Rector, being a slave state, denies this request. Arkansas will be important being on the left of the Mississippi River. Just to remind you, Arkansas hasn't left the Union yet. In fact, it's this request that some speculate pushes Arkansas to join the Confederacy. On the 23rd, Arkansas state troopers under the command of Solon Borland attack and capture Fort Smith, though this does result in 0 casualties. More interesting, Robert E. Lee, a decorated veteran, is put in charge of Confederate forces in Virginia. This is after he turned down command of the U.S. Army because of his loyalty to his state of Virginia. On the 25th, Governor Ism Harris of Tennessee recommends the state to join the Confederacy. He calls the president, Abraham Lincoln, a tyrant, and it appears his message got across because shortly after his speech ended, Tennessee, though not leaving the Union, allies with the Confederacy. It is quite complicated. The reason they don't leave is because in February they had already tried, but failed due to the efforts of East Tennessee, a strongly pro-Union party, defeating the measure. This is after denying the request for Union soldiers I talked about last week. And that's where the week ends. Things are speeding up and taking place. But next week there will be a huge slowdown. See you next time.